Now, with just 9 days until the general election, we've been meeting key women from the major political parties yesterday. I spoke to Health Secretary Victoria Atkins. Today, I'm joined by the Deputy Leader of the Lib Dems, Daisy Cooper. Daisy, great to see you.
And you.
And this is really more, rather than about sort of, campaigning issues and all of that, it's more about women in politics.
Yeah.
Now, but you have had a life before politics. Do you think that makes you better at your job?
I think it's really important for people to have sort of real life experience before they end up in politics, because you learn all sorts of things. You get to make mistakes is the first thing. I'm a big believer in making mistakes in your job because you learn from them, and making them in a place where they're not being scrutinised publicly, I think, is a good thing. You get to understand how to manage people, how to interact, how to sort of set your goals. And normally, I think, when you come into politics, I think some of the most effective MPs are those people who are really passionate about something. There was something that got them involved, a particular issue that sort of hit them in the gut, and they thought, that's the thing I want to change.
Yeah, and that's really what it's about, or what it should be about, that's for sure. What I've learned, talking to all of the women that we've been speaking to, is there is this kind of, and it's cross-party, a sort of support system for other women. You do help each other in a way I do not think that male MPs do. But there is that sort of almost sisterhood.
Yeah, there really is.
You'll disagree about things, but, you've got that.
Absolutely. You can disagree vehemently on politics.
Yeah, of course
you can even throw sort of political mud at each other across the chamber in a very heated debate. And yet when you leave that chamber, we're often very supportive to each other. I remember in the wake of the murder of David Amess, when a number of MPs were distraught, and some of them were concerned for their own safety. And there were, MPs who, I don't share their politics, but we were definitely discussing how safe did they feel, had they had any problems themselves, were they getting support from the police? And there was a real sense of people coming together, and women in particular talking to each other to offer support and just listen to each other in that context.
No, absolutely. You're very passionate about what you do, but being in the Lib Dems, and realistically the way that the whole system is set up, power is not looking likely. Do you get disheartened by that, or do you just, I just wonder what keeps you going all the time.
So I wake up every single day with a fire in my belly. I absolutely love being a constituency MP. I think that's incredibly rewarding. It's a part of the job that I think many people don't understand and don't see very much of, because it's things that we can't really talk about because they're confidential.
Of course.
But there are individual people that come to your surgeries, and you can help them with their individual circumstances. Sometimes there'll be a situation where they need change on a much bigger scale to impact their life, and you can take their issue into Parliament and onto TV as well, and campaign alongside them for changes. And I find it incredibly rewarding being a constituency MP and just being a parliamentarian full stop. So I think there's a huge amount of change that MPs can bring about, whether they're on the front bench or the back bench.
No, that's a great way to look at it, actually, to be honest with you, because that's really why you're there in many ways, isn't it? Women get scrutinised in a way, again, that men don't, particularly for how they look, their hair, what they're wearing. You've embraced that because you go for the colour. You just go for bright, bright, bright. And it makes you stand out, because there's a sea of grey suits, and then there you are. Yeah.
Well, I'm only 5'4", so
I
need a bright suit to see anybody at all in the crowd and for them to see me. I love colour anyway, so I love wearing a bright suit. But fundamentally, I wear these suits because they're smart and they're comfortable.
Easy.
And they're easy to wear. But yeah, no doubt that women are scrutinised a lot more than men in politics. I think it's a lot worse for younger women, to be honest. I think by the time you get to sort of my age, in your early 40s, you've got a bit of experience and a bit of age under your belt, and you have a little bit more confidence. But certainly, I think for younger women, when they're starting out in politics, that kind of attention on what they look like as opposed to what they say is very, very difficult. And, I go into schools quite a lot. And when I talk to young women, they always ask me about what is it like being a woman in politics. They don't just say, what's it like being an MP? It's always, what is it like being a woman in politics?
Exactly. And that's kind of what we've been doing, talking about that. It'd be lovely if in the not-too-distant future we don't have to do that. And I feel as if we are sort of getting there, because look at your leader. He had a makeover on this morning, and the Lib Dems are kind of renowned a little bit. There he is, getting all sorted out. There he is. Yeah.
He was wearing that suit yesterday,
Was he? He was, yeah. He's embraced it. He's embraced it. And you guys are sort of known for these stunts. And of course it's to get attention, because you don't have, it's to cut through and all of that. One of the best ones, though, were when you... Look, see the slide. Well, I wasn't sure whether it was planned or not. We're told it wasn't planned. But I think Rishi Sunak was in Henley, and you guys were all in a little boat. There you are, behind.
That's
was
me.
That a total fluke.
It was, yeah. So we...
It was very effective.
Yeah, we had been on the boat earlier that day. We're looking at the quality of the water because obviously Henley suffers, as many rivers do, from the dumping of raw sewage. And so we'd been on the boat looking at the water quality, and we happened to go under the bridge, turn around and come back. And just as we came back, I spotted a TV camera being set up. And I said, you know what, guys, I think that's probably where Rishi Sunak's going to go. So it was a bit of a punt. But excuse me, punt. It was a bit of a punt. But anyway, we saw some people gathering, and I said, quick, get some orange diamonds. And we jumped in the boat and off we went. And it was quite fun.
Well, I mean, yeah, why not? And you do it, you guys do it so well. I mean, and you've kind of, in a way, you've got to shout a little bit louder, haven't you, in order to be heard? We have got to shout louder to be heard. But every time we sort of do these stunts, they come with a very serious message, you know. Sure. And, you know, you've seen that, you know, every time Ed's done a stunt, he's talked about either the sewage scandal or about the importance of mental health. Or social care. And social care. Been a real cornerstone, hasn't it? It absolutely has. And I think many people have really connected with Ed on that issue. You know, very much so. In such raw and passionate terms about his own experience as a family carer. And we know, of course, that it's often women who do pick up the pieces of a broken social care system. But obviously, Ed has a lifetime of experience. And it was really interesting because after that sort of video about his own experience went on TV, the next morning I was stopped by a chap walking to the train station in my area. And he said, oh, I saw your man on TV last night. And I said, oh, did you? What did you think? He said, I sat and I sobbed. He said, I sobbed and I sobbed because he said, because I care for my disabled daughter. Touches a lot of people. And I said, well, thanks for stopping. And he walked off and he turned around and shouted, and I love the stunts. Well, maybe we need a little bit of that in the craziness of it all. Yeah. Daisy, thank you. Great to talk to you. Thank you so much. And to all of our women, it's been different to what normally, you know, normally the gladiatorial style, but we just wanted to talk to you like human beings. Yeah, thank you very, very much.